If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
But I don't mind because a lot of times I'm the guy covering or I'm the guy doing some of the dirty work and other people get stats and stuff like that. And, Sizzle just calls it stats. He says cover just long enough so Sizzle could get a sack. And this weekend, I was one of the guys on the other end getting the stats.
Now, one thing we've seen the last couple of weeks, and Peyton Hillis, we know a talented back, been injury-plagued season for him, hasn't done a whole lot, but he was able to run and gain some good yardage against you guys, especially in the second half. What did you see from him that was different, or just let's talk Cleveland's offense in general, different from a month ago when you guys went to Cleveland and really they couldn't generate much of anything?
Yeah, well, a month ago when we played them, it was his first game back was against us, I believe.
Right.
And he was coming off some injuries, and there was a couple injuries he was coming off of, so he got back in the game. You have to play. You're out there. You're paid to play. So he had to play, but you could tell he wasn't 100%. And I can't even say that he was 100% this weekend on Saturday, but I could tell he was a lot healthier. He was coming off the ball. He was going downhill, and the offensive line was blocking. So he had a little bit of extra oomph in him. He was feeling a little bit better. I still can't say he was 100%, but he definitely was a different player on Saturday, and he brought it. And you could see that he got healthier in a month.
What do you make of the Bengals coming into this and having prepped for them recently? Like you said, the Browns, the Bengals, the Steelers, you see them twice. You get an extra day to rest this week. I don't know. I know they're giving tickets away out there. They can't sell their tickets in Cincinnati. And I guess maybe that's just a testament to how much people are down on the Brown family out there, that this is essentially a playoff game for them. I mean, it's their home playoff game. It's our road playoff game in that if we lose it, we're going to spend the entire month of January on the road. I can't imagine that when the schedule came out, we would have looked at this game as having the stakes so high. This game could have been the game flexed into prime time. The only problem with that would have been, had the Steelers already lost, it wouldn't have meant anything for the Ravens. That's why the league has aligned these games the way they have to make the Giants-Cowboy game the night game, because they want everyone playing, like you said, your scoreboard watching at the same time. Just some thoughts about Cincinnati and preparing for them, and knowing what Dalton has been, and knowing that they're really playing with house money, I guess, at this point, because they weren't supposed to be here at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody knows it's going to be a tough game. It's kind of like our backs up against the wall. It's kind of like we're back in San Diego. In a sense, we can redeem ourselves from everything that happened in San Diego. And we're facing a good team once again, and we're on the road once again. This time it's a divisional opponent. They're a really good football team. They're a multi-dimensional football team, and they have a good defense. They've given us fits in the past. We had a tough game against them at home. It was similar to the Browns game at home. We jumped on them in the first half, and in the second half, we just were holding on, and we stopped them, prevented a game-winning touchdown at the end of the game, or a game-winning drive at the end of the game. So really similar to the Browns game, and we're fortunate to be in the position we're in, that San Francisco went and handled business a couple weeks ago against the Steelers, and now we're still alive. Our hopes to have a home playoff game are still alive. So. It's going to be a tough game, and my brother and I, we always talk every week, what's the game plan or how you feeling, and we're usually on the same page about how we're feeling about the games and how pivotal each game is and how the opponent is and whether it's going to be a tough game or you're going to smash this team. We're usually on the same page, so I just chime in with him every week and get his take. So what do you think about this game coming up this weekend?
I think you hit it on the head when you talked about San Diego. I think that's a learning experience. It's seldom that you can take a game that happened a couple weeks ago and actually apply it to the immediate future. You know what I mean? Which would be the immediate present come a couple days from now. So I think that some of the young guys and some of the guys that took a little road trip to San Diego and thought it was going to be an easy win and was facing a team that, was talented but probably not up to the level of the Baltimore Ravens. Well, this team is talented, and this team is up to the Baltimore Ravens level. So it's going to be a hard-fought, tough game. And I'm looking for people to pull from their recent experience and do something about this game and not relive that San Diego experience. But I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be a fourth quarter game for sure.
How much do you watch games now, like to sort of break down what your brother's doing? Or
I watch everything. I watch his game every week, and then I probably watch 3 or 4 other games if I can. I love to watch. First of all, I'm a big Mike Vick fan. I really am. I mean, the past is the past, but as far as a dynamic player goes, I'm a big Mike Vick fan. My bro and I have both become Tebow fans. So I don't care what anyone says about Tebow. I'm a Tebow fan too, because I love, and this is what I love about Tebow and Vic. Vic went through an incredible experience that he brought upon himself. He lost everything. He's fought back to get it back, and he has, and I respect and appreciate that. I don't agree with what he did, but I respect what he's done since then. Tebow's one of those guys that it doesn't seem like any NFL player wants to give him credit or any NFL analyst wants to give him credit. He's won people over the last 2 months, but people kind of want to see him fail. And when I see people down on somebody and want them to fail, I want to see them succeed. So I want to see Tim Tebow succeed. I want to see Denver in the playoffs come here and get smashed by Baltimore. That'd be fun.
What is it, the dynamic with Tebow that makes him so polarizing? How can you not like the guy if you just see the way he is? A little Pollyanna act or whatever.
That's the thing, though. It's not an act, though. That's genuinely how he is. You know, he's a dude that literally comes out to the field and he sees a kid that he recognizes from when he was at Florida. And you remember me? I remember you. Remember when we were doing this? He's recalling this story. A kid, a 9-year-old kid, he remembers him from Florida. Who does that? Very few people do. Tim Tebow does, though. I mean, I know it's a little bit weird. Hey, you know, we all have our faith, and, you know, some of us keep it inside, close to our heart. Some of us wear it on our sleeve. He wears it on his sleeve and in his heart, and it's obvious to everybody. That rubs some of us wrong. I don't really care about that. What I care about is how his team rallies behind him. Kyle Orton, a guy that him and I played with, who's a good quarterback, couldn't seem to manage to get that team to win. The defense started believing in Tebow, the special team started believing in Tim Tebow, and now they're on the verge of possibly being a playoff team. And we thought San Diego was going to be that playoff team. So we'll see where it all falls. The NFL is amazing for this reason. You have all these side stories, and at the end of the day, it's the best sport in the world because there's contact, and we love to see that. We love to see people suffer and win and overcome it. It's just all the different things that make it awesome. It's all coming to like a point this weekend. So I can't wait.
Weekend it's even better than that.
It's all of it.
You decide who you're going to play next year, where you're going to finish, who's going to get Andrew Luck, where the ping pong balls are going to come out for the draft, who gets to the postseason, where the seedings are, and it really kind of all unfolds from sun up to sundown on one day, on Sunday, on New Year's Day, when half these people will be hung over on New Year's Day. But this is an exciting week for football, it really is.
Yeah, I'll be hungover with them. I'll be hungover too. Don't worry about it.
Good for you.
I'll be watching games hungover too. But hey, you know, this guy right here, he'll have a Kool-Aid. You know, I'll have a Diet Kool-Aid.
Is this like the angel and the devil like scene in Animal House or no? BA, you want to speak to that? No. Who's the nicer guy, the two of you, honestly, if you have to pick one?
I mean, we're both nice guys. It just depends what, you know. I'm a Virgo, so I'm moody sometimes, you know, and he's like obsessive compulsive. So if you're messy and sloppy, he's going to be upset, you know, so it's, I don't know.
Those are the quirks.
At the end of the day, we're both nice guys. You know, our parents raised us right. We came from very, very humble beginnings, so we know what it's like to have nothing. We know what it's like to be an NFL pro athlete and be in the limelight. So we can really identify with so many different types of people. We've been on welfare. We've ate government cheese. We've had powdered milk. And we've drove Mercedes. We've lived in big houses. We've done that as well.
You played in the Super Bowl, both of you.
We both played in Super Bowls.
Correct.
There's so many, there's so many different, you know, all the different prisms of life and different lifestyles that you could have lived. We probably lived it in one way, shape, or form. And you know, we have a dad that's foreign, that's from another country, that moved to the United States and married my mom, who's American. So you know, there's so many different things we've experienced in our lives, and so we're both good guys at the end of the day. You know?
I like you both.
Don't catch me on a bad day though, but I'm usually good. Like 95% of the time, I'm good. But that one bad day is bad.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.